OMT Online Dynasty, we are back with a special playoff edition of Game of the Week here, and boy have the NCAA gods blessed us with this one, as we have IQ Truth and his Toledo Rockets taking on Vancy and his Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns. You can see Lafayette is buzzing here today. We got the plane flying overhead with the banner. We got the logos up on the stadium. We are ready. So these two not only faced off in week 13 in what was a great back and forth matchup also here in Lafayette that Toledo won, and was actually the game that essentially locked up their spot in the playoff. But this is also a rematch of our season 3 and season 4 national championship. Louisiana came out on top in season 3. Toledo took the crown at the end of season 4. Now, once again, these two teams are on a collision course with each other in the postseason here at the end of year 5. Before we get into too much else, let's take a quick look at how the playoff is actually shaping up for us here. Here's our bracket for 2029. We ended up with 4 users in total making the playoffs. See Sam Houston, whoa, twice coming in as the 12 seed and taking down the Buckeyes in Columbus 41-38. They will be moving on to face the Iowa Hawkeyes in round 2. And right behind me here, Utah State gets in. They take down Oregon in Eugene 42-21. Boulder is going to be moving on to take on LSU. And Utah State really ended up with the best draw of this entire bracket because they are the only user in this entire bottom half. Just CPU games all the way up until the national championship, where on the top half, we have the Toledo and Louisiana game today. In the first round, winner goes on to play Clemson. Assuming Sam Houston beats Iowa, assuming the winner of this beats Clemson, we'll have a user game in the semifinal. And then assuming Utah State makes the national championship, which I'm fairly confident they will, we will have another user national championship here at the end of season 5. Either a Mountain West rematch between Utah State and one of Toledo or Louisiana, or I'm not counting out Woe Twice and Sam Houston. He's got the reigning Heisman Trophy winner Enrique Trayan, the 2,000-yard wide receiver, like 6'5" or something. Guy's an absolute freak. Never count on a team with a player like that. So that is how our playoffs are looking. For Old Dominion specifically, a quick little update on how we did. We had our Arizona Bowl against South Alabama. ODU got that win 49-10. We just did offense only. South Alabama returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown, is where their 7 points came from. Then we got to halftime, it was 42-7. We just quick simmed through that whole second half, but ODU played a fantastic game. Yes, it was 56 overall South Alabama. Whatever. The last game in the Washington State offense for us, I think I'm just too addicted to changing playbooks. I can't help it. I know I should probably just stay in Washington State. It was a good playbook for us, but sometimes you just can't help it. So Blanton finishes off 350 for 3 touchdowns, what might end up being his last game for ODU, honestly. And a question for the more Dynasty experienced people here. So his deal breaker is playing time. He has an F, we need a B, whatever. But Landman's is also playing time, and he has an A+, and I don't know why that is. How does one quarterback have a playing time of A+, and our actual starting quarterback has a playing time of F? I have no idea how that works out. So we'll see what we end up doing. I'm thinking there's a good chance Landman's actually going to be playing a different position next year. We will see. Grand Moff Landman. Again, got to give him the proper title. Rushing wise, Jason the Jet Terry, of course, was a stud. He's not going anywhere, I pray. I mean, we have a good deal breaker on him. I think we're looking pretty good. 21 carries, 151 yards, 4 touchdowns on the day for the Jet. Jawan Stack chips in with 3 for 48, and even Jawan Tull getting in on some of the fun there. Receiving wise, Shakir Pepper had probably his best game at Old Dominion. 8 catches, 173 yards. They just weren't guarding Pepper in that whole first half. Jason the Jet Terry, 3 for 81 and a touchdown. Jawan Stack, 3 for 42 and a touchdown. In ODU finishes, I believe, our best season ever. We are ranked number 15 in the country. Can't wait to see our prestige go down next year somehow, some way. Early National Signing Day, we went over that last time. It doesn't make a huge difference because we only got the 1 season left, but we got a few stars coming in. We might be starting our true freshman quarterback. We will see. Let's take a look now. I'm going to throw this blocker up because I'm not sure if the records update when we go to look at the depth chart, so you could see. No spoilers here. Also, if you've never seen one of these before, this is our 32 user online Dynasty. We got 4 custom conferences, 8 teams in each, with a relegation system in place. The top 2 move up, the bottom 2 move on down. Try to keep a good competitive balance here. If you're interested in potentially joining in the future, it is all done through the Discord. Just hop in there. The link is in the description. Make a post, tag me, DM me. Somehow just let me know you want on the wait list. I will get you on there. It is about 32 people deep as of right now. and it is going to carry over into college football 27. I'm not sure everybody that's in the Dynasty right now, how many are going to migrate on over. If we keep a super long wait list, we'll find some way to get you guys involved so you're not just sitting on the bench for 4 to 5 months. But anyway, let's take a look at depth charts of these teams. Let's go ahead and start with the visiting team, the Toledo Rockets, and IQ Truth. Who Toledo is actually going to be in the Arkansas State playbook for this game, which I believe is the first time we have ever seen him in that. Was in Notre Dame for a long time, was in Washington State for some time this season, so we'll see what he's going to do out of Arkansas State. I know their bunch tight end is really good, and they have some solid trips too, so that's kind of what I'm expecting, but we will see. So Toledo, 92 overall, 94 offense, 89 defense, 3.5-star program, and the records do update, so I'm glad I put that blocker up there. AJ Maddox, our Heisman Trophy winner, back in Season 3, still at the helm. One last ride for Toledo, trying to be our first back-to-back national champions. We've had 3 user champions so far. Boulder, Utah State in Season 2, Vancy in Louisiana in Season 3, Toledo and IQ Truth in Season 4. Unless Woe Twice and Sam Houston go on some miracle run here, it's looking like we will have our first 2-time national champion, but we will see if that's going to be a back-to-back here as well with the Rockets. But yes, AJ Maddox going to be at quarterback. I believe Zollers will come in sometimes to do some design quarterback runs, so keep an eye out on that. At halfback, I'm just calling this man Emmanuel. 50 headfirst downhill armbar on this elusive bruiser, 94 speed. But this is actually the halfback we really got to keep our eyes on. Only a 75 overall, but 98 speed, 98 excel, 93 change of direction, and platinum shifty T. Isaacs. A big play machine for the Toledo Rockets. Now at wide receiver, we're going to have JT Truth, also somebody to keep our eyes on. Anytime we've seen even bits and pieces of a Toledo game, it has been JT Truth making an impact through the air. CeeLo Brown, the cover band version of CeeLo Green, 80 overall, 97 speed. And again, I do want to point out there is Monty Hart down here, 90 overall, 98 speed, but we do have an offseason rule that you can't change somebody's position multiple times, like move them to a tight end and then back to a receiver. Toledo wasn't fully aware of that, but went along with it, and I appreciate that. So he has been benched throughout this season, just so everybody is on the same page. In case you were wondering why 90 overall receiver was down at wide receiver 6. At tight end, one of my favorite tight ends in this entire dynasty, Iced Hennessy. The elite dev, 90 overall, 84 speed, outside shield, pure blocker, Iced Tea. We got Iced Water. Love the tight end room at Toledo. A few of these are new. I do not remember seeing an Iced Tea and an Iced Water in here the last time we looked at Toledo. Iced Hennessy, I definitely remember that. I definitely remember that. So a solid tight end room for the Rockets. We'll look at the offensive lines very quickly. 99 overall left guard, Dennis Gibbs. I mean, if we can get a good enough offensive line for a halfback like T. Isaacs, because he does not need a lot of space to be able to pop a big run with that speed, acceleration, change of direction, and everything. I wouldn't be shocked to see some big plays coming from Isaacs in this one. Defensively, Racy Cisco is going to be on one edge, 82 overall with inside disruptor, outside disruptor, right edge, a platinum quick jump on BJ Whaley. Trent Jewell going to be our D tackle 1, grip breaker, pocket disruptor, workhorse, and hammer. And then we're actually going to have Cisco as our defensive tackle 2. I don't remember defensively what Toledo really likes to do. I guess we'll find out here soon enough. Alejandro Thrasher, the Sam linebacker with bouncer, 89 speed, the user. Guy's been on the field, I think, since he's been a freshman, because I remember seeing the user. He used to be, I don't remember if he was a safety and got moved over, or maybe this is just somebody else. Also, he changed his name up to the user, but 89 overall, 90 speed, house call, and robber here. I would guess those are going to be the only 2 linebackers we are really going to see on the field. At corners, Dennis Charles, 2 first names. A man you can never trust. 85 overall, 98 speed, though, with gold house call. Terrell Smoker, blanket coverage, 6'2", 93 speed. Going to be our outside corners here. Up at free safety, Jesse Burr with house call, 90 speed, 6'3", 6'3" on Josh Salas. Love the big boys we got in the secondary here for Toledo. Like we said, he is going to be in Arkansas State going up against Louisiana, who is going to be in that Mississippi State, that veer and shoot that we have seen him use to great effect throughout this season. I almost just went to Mississippi State because I was just talking about it. But shout out to Louisiana. In Season 3, when they won the national championship, they were actually running the triple option, a flex bone offense. I think they used the Army playbook. And I'm pretty sure it was the national championship last year before their game against Toledo where they switched to the veer and shoot, and now here they are facing off again. And now, though, Vancy with a full season of that veer and shoot under his belt. We'll see if that experience is going to be the difference maker in this one. But at quarterback is going to be Robert Bunting. Dot mobile resistance, 87 overall, freakishly fast quarterback, but doesn't have those crazy abilities like JMU's Cam Dyer does. And honestly, I would rather go up against a Robert Bunting with no running abilities, who's a little bit faster, than somebody with like a shifty and downhill and all that stuff that some of those running quarterbacks can get. And I actually don't think he runs with Bunting a ton. A lot of times we'll see when he goes to the 5 wide, a QB blast, it will be Elijah coming in to take those snaps with the magician, the shifty, the sidestep, those kind of things. I expect to see a little bit of that in this game from Louisiana here today. Now at halfback, Andre Bunting, the Bunting Bros. Head first downhill armbar, 90 overall, 90 speed halfback. Jermaine Hester with sidestep, 83 overall, 91 speed. And Rodney Huang, 93 speed with silver shifty. I believe we see all three of these halfbacks throughout the game here today. I really tried not to watch too much of the game as it was actually happening. Try to keep it as much of a surprise as possible. At wide receiver, Tony Etienne, 87 overall, 94 speed. Andre Alumba, 6'3", physical route runner, but platinum sure hands, platinum 50-50, platinum cutter, even with only 86 speed. That's guy that's going to get open. That's guy who's going to hang on to that football. Dalen Cormier, a lot of good Louisiana names here. Cormier, Etienne, and I like what we're seeing here. 93 speed, platinum cutter on him as well. Deontez Corbin, our wide receiver, 4, balanced and platinum downhill at 6'3". Tight end, David Mama. No abilities on this man, but 81 overall, 84 speed, 6'3", is solid enough tight end for Louisiana. And we know they do like to do a lot of those tight end RPOs, the tight end going out to the flat in those veer and shoot formations. So we'll see how much of that we are going to see the Raging Cajuns go to here today. Offensive lines, very solid left tackle. I mean, the offensive lines are definitely the big difference and the big gaps between teams like Louisiana's and teams like Old Dominion, for example. I had one ability, it was a bronze one on our right tackle. These guys' offensive lines light up like a Christmas tree. It's insane. Left edge, we're going to have a gold pocket disruptor on Darren, the little cutie. Right edge, a platinum quick jump. And oh, how fitting. I never even noticed this. Our left edge is cutie. Our right edge is darling. Ain't that just the sweetest thing in the world? The platinum quick jump and bronze takedown on Darling. Defensive tackle, no cute names here. Corbin Ashmore with a workhorse and Quentin Waller with a takedown. Linebacker wise, we got Shakir Woodside, blow up and hammer, 87 speed, 6'1", 238. Definitely somebody who could be seeing the field here for Louisiana. Would be surprised to see too many of these mics out here. Maybe Russ Mitchell. He's got good speed, house call robber. Maybe we just kind of mix and match depending on the team we are going up against, because we have the thumper with blow up and hammer. You have the lurker with house call and robber. We'll see who's actually going to be on the field here for the Raging Cajuns, but you have an 89 speed Nick Morstead here. So I would guess it'd be the Sam and Will linebackers if we're in a 2 linebacker set, but time will tell. At corners, we're going to have Jaden Sanders, 6'2", platinum house call, knockout, and layout on one side, and Rukeem Stroud Robber, platinum, and blanket coverage, 95 speed. Michael, knockout, house call, and bouncer at 5'10", and then Jordan Mount, 6 foot, another platinum robber, and blanket coverage. A very solid cornerback room. Makes me think maybe Toledo's gonna be running the ball a little bit more. I feel like every time we watch Toledo, they are running it more and more, and maybe that's a reason we went to Arkansas State, but we will see, because I don't know how you throw on a secondary like we got here. Josh Fisk up at free safety, wrap up and blow up, and then we have the corner Jordan Mountain here. So maybe let's check who the sub linebackers are here, because Fisk 100% would make sense. I mumbled mouthed my way through that one. Would 100% make sense to have him come down and be a sub linebacker with those abilities and that size, and that's why we would have a corner up there as well. Frederick Baber up at strong safety. Let's take a quick look at who his sub linebackers are going to be, just because I am curious. That's going to be Morstead, Woodside, so the 2 linebackers we thought, and then Fisk is a sub linebacker 3, so if we go to any like 3-3 stack or anything like that. Okay, that makes sense. So that is how those teams are going to be set up. I think that covers everything we got to cover here. And bing, bang, boom, we are all set here. Beautiful Lafayette. This is all going to be from Louisiana Fancy's perspective. And like every game of the week, we're going to watch the full first offensive drives of each team before we start hopping around a little bit. It is going to be Louisiana starting with the ball here in that veer and shoot offense in a nasty, rainy day. Yeah, I wonder which team, if Toledo's running the ball more, I don't know, but you got to feel like this kind of weather is going to be a benefit to Louisiana. Doing quick RPOs, a lot of running the ball. I think the rain is going to play in their favors. We will have to wait and see though. So we're coming immediately going a lot of RPOs. It's so many RPOs, and there's just the way RPOs work in this game. It's just so hard to defend. That was great user defense there by Toledo. Just came down with that safety to go user that tight end flat on the right. Took that away because if not, if it wasn't for him, nobody was going to be out there. So now going to a little classic Y cross, throwing a Texas route underneath on Bunting here. See if we can hit that out route. Potentially could have, but we find a tight pocket to get it to number 18, who somehow pirouettes off that tackle and holds on to that ball. That's David O'Mama, the tight end of Louisiana. What a play by that young man. That is a great way to get this playoff matchup started. Now we're going back to that RPO. So a lot of times too, it's a lot of RPOs. With the tight end attached, he's going to the flat a lot. But it's also, there's gun wide that Louisiana likes to come out in. That's like a double RPO, a hitch on one side, a bubble on the other. That play, I have no idea how to stop. So we'll see if Louisiana is going to go to that one too much here in this one. We're going with that power read, going to try to keep with the number 28 on Andre Bunting. Gets brought down from behind, and Bunting with a severe risk of injury after just one carry in this game. Takes down his break of tackle, change of direction, and something else there too. That's not a good start for Louisiana. We loved the play O'Mama made on. I love that guy too. That's just a fantastic name. Love that play he made on that first play of the game. But now Andre Bunting, our halfback one, already feeling some wear and tear from this Toledo team. Now we are going to go with a little trips. Try to get our halfback out to the flat, but we have that outside corner playing down underneath. He flies down to make that tackle. That is Tremaine Hester. So we already are seeing some halfback rotation here from Louisiana, which you kind of had to do when we saw that injury to Mr. Bunting on his first carry of the day. That's kind of crazy. So now we got a 3rd and 11. Now, so this is that gun wide, but obviously this is not actually that RPO I was talking about. We are going with a bunch of quick slants. Toledo bringing a bunch of people down onto the line here, which this is all totally fine what Toledo is doing. We did just add some new rules on defense. No double mug and then bringing like a safety down to mug the gap, and then no doggy style defense where you have 3 down linemen and come just get right up behind your defensive tackle. What Toledo was doing there, all good. You can show blitz linebackers out of mint. That's all totally fine. So the pressure gets in on Bunting, and he actually has to throw this one away. Ball at, I don't think we could kick this. It'd be a hell of a kick, especially considering the rain, considering the weather we've got here. That would be an unbelievable kick. So Louisiana going to go with a little pooch punt down, and that's why these guys are in the playoffs. That's why these guys are in the playoffs. That you know how to, that you can punt like that with that kind of precision and pin them down at the 4. Unbelievable. Now we'll get our first glimpse. I actually wanted to see, because Toledo mentioned something about the safety settings that he thinks Louisiana's on. So he's got safety midpoint on strong. Safety's aligned to the passing strength hash. And I have never tried that before. I'm very curious to see how that is going to go and to see what Toledo's going to go to in this Arkansas State offense. I wouldn't be surprised to see bunch tight end either in shotgun, pistol, single back, all very, very good. We know it's good in pistol because we ran Washington State all year. They're the only ones with pistol bunch tight end is Washington State. Here comes the gun bunch tight end. Single back bunch tight end, UCF. There's a few teams that have that. UCF, Ohio State. UCF is one in consideration for this season. So yeah, look at where his safeties are lined up there. A nice run by T. Isaacs for Toledo here. But yeah, look, so with our safety setting on strong, look how far over these guys get. Interesting. I like it. I like it. We'll see how it plays out for the game, but just from first glance there, I liked how that looks. So we do go for a run first play there, get a gain of 6 with T. Isaacs. We are going to stay in our shotgun bunch tight end. Now, I guess in the cover 1 doesn't really make a huge difference, but that is fine. Going to go right back to Isaacs on that run. Only going to get a gain of a couple there. 2 carries, 8 yards, a 3rd and 2, staying in bunch tight end. We do know about Toledo, and again, this is all totally fine. I do this sometimes too. Now, if he finds a formation that's working for him, he's going to stick in it. We saw it with Notre Dame. He'd be in cluster a lot. I'm expecting a lot of bunch tight end from Toledo in this one. And we are indeed going to be staying in that. It's just been 3 runs so far. Going with a halfback draw this time to Isaacs. And again, just needs that little gap, and he can shoot that cut out to the right. Luckily, Louisiana was there to bring him down. Staying in, let's see. I mean, staying in bunch tight end. Are we just going to keep this run game going for the Rockets. Definitely a much different approach to what we are used to seeing. That's going to be an RPO and give it to Isaacs, but the user safety, Vancy, comes flying down there to make the tackle on that one, again preventing a potential big play for Toledo on that one. So again, a 3rd and 2. Same exact situation we were just in. Are we just going to run this ball with Isaacs again? We are on the draw, but the user defender of Vancy again fights off the block, dives in there, brings Isaacs down for a loss of 2. 4th and 4, Toledo, no hesitation here. Get back on the line, boys. Let's go for it. We got to see our first pass here from this bunch tight end formation, I would imagine. Now, what I am actually going to look up over here is, does the bunch tight end have like a cross drag? Because that play is just so good. We go for a deep cross. The man coverage was there. The user defender was there. Jumps up, gets his big bear paw up there, and actually swats that one down. Great defense there from Louisiana after a great defensive stop from Toledo. So both these defenses coming out to play early here. Now a little triple option, still some of that flex bone, old school Vancy offense we are used to seeing from the Raging Cajuns. But what a play by number 13. Looked like we had some running room there for Rodney Huang, but Toledo having none of it. Yeah, so it looks like we do not have like a cross drag, but they have pretty similar stuff. A few different mesh concepts in there. I remember I liked Arkansas State mainly because their home field has a waterfall in it, which is pretty cool. But that whips play, verts delay, a couple different mesh plays. We do know Toledo loves his mesh concept, so I think that was mesh dig to what he went to on that 4th down and tried to hit that big crosser his inside slot receiver was on. But Louisiana saw that one coming and was all over it. But now again, Toledo's defense making some good plays here. We got a 3rd and 9 after the big stop, the big turnover. If Toledo even just keeping to a field goal here feels like a huge win considering where they got this ball at. The user flying into that backfield to make that tackle. Then up a 3rd and 9, Louisiana. Let's see what we are going to go with here. Going big corner out over on the right. I would guess that's probably where we're looking first. Because really you can tell if you have that corner out pretty quick. We got to see where that outside corner is going. Yeah, not going to have it. Not going to have it. Got to see that outside corner and that safety. Outside corner kind of dropped back. Safety was following that corner out. Weren't going to have it, and it didn't really matter because that pressure came in so unbelievably fast. So we are going to be trying this field goal. 46-yard attempt. The kick is up through the wind, through the rain, through the hurricane. Kicks up, kicks good. Louisiana on the board first with a 3-0 lead. And now we see some trips tight end from Toledo on this one. And I do love trips. Trips in this game are great, and if you can get good in trips, you'll be good in almost any playbook because they all have it. And there goes T. Isaacs, finds just that little space. I mean, that was pretty big space. That was fantastic blocking by those big boys up front. Follow that 99 left guard, run right behind that man, get your 98 speed Isaacs into the open field, and nobody on Louisiana is going to be able to catch him. That is how you answer back. Toledo, all things considered, I feel like you got to be happy with how this game started. Your defense forced a punt on that first drive. Offense kind of sputtered a little bit, but then you held them to -5 on that next drive in a field goal attempt, and then bang, T. Isaacs takes one to the house, and Toledo's got a 7-3 lead. Now we're going to start jumping ahead a little bit, jumping around a little bit, like where the crowd at Camp Randall going into the 4th quarter, jump around. They do that at Packers games too, which I feel is kind of weird. But there's the show blitz defense again here out of Nickel Mint. I think I like it actually against Louisiana because how much they're going to run the ball, but what a throw there by Robert Bunting. Deep down the field to Andre Olumba. Big tight, or not the big tight end, the big wide receiver out on that deep post on the outside. Great find by Bunting and a great throw right on the money. And Louisiana's got a little drive cooking now. Let's see, but we know, though, the difference. A lot of the times these two teams have played, the difference has been down in this area of the field. Louisiana's been able to get drives going, but they've really struggled to finish them against this Toledo defense. In their national championship game last year, Louisiana got the ball, I think it was a pick, it was some kind of big play, got them down to the 1-yard line. Then Toledo's defense stood tall and forced a turnover on downs. We saw just earlier in this game, Louisiana forced the turnover on downs, but then wasn't able to convert that into a touchdown. But Robert Bunting is going to do what he can to try to fix that issue Louisiana's been having. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. It's going to be a 1st and goal for Louisiana, trailing by 4. 1st and goal with the trips over to the short side. Looks like a power read here, and it looks like Toledo is pretty ready for it. They kind of moved a guy over to the left there, shooting into that backfield, bringing down the quarterback, but he hands it to Tremaine Hester. Not quite the same when it's not the bunting bros back there, the bunting and bunting, the law firm backfield, but Tremaine Hester will be able to get the job done and hits the Louisiana patented freaky little dance. A good answer back there from the Raging Cajuns as they will take back that 3-point lead. But Toledo's got it moving here a little bit. We just saw the first catch of the day for JT Truth on a little RPO to pick up a first down and put them onto Louisiana's side of the 50-yard line. I believe it's been more trips tight end on this drive. Yeah, so we've gotten out of the bunch tight end. The first play we were in trips tight end, we hit that big touchdown to T. Isaacs, who is back in the backfield next to AJ Maddox. We're going to come down with our safety Fisk, coming way down. Going to help out as the deep blue. Can we hit that crosser on the left? We are certainly going to try, but the old back break animation, the old college football 26 classic. Guy tries to go up for a catch and just gets his back snapped right in half. So it's going to be a 2nd and 10. At tight end, Ice Tennessee, as much as I love him and as great as he is, he just doesn't really have that kind of speed to consistently win and one-on-one man coverage like that. But T. Isaacs certainly does have that speed. 8 rushes, now 106 yards. It helps when one of them goes for 75, but that time is enough to pick up the first down for Toledo. Going to be staying in that trips tight end. Yeah, I think, is it trips tight end, or I think it's like trips tight end offset weak or something. That's actually the one I like better. But look at Isaacs, the little engine that could, the little rocket that could. You worry about his speed, but he's in there breaking tackles right at the line of scrimmage there as well, and taking that one for a gain of 6. Now we are back in our bunch tight end. We've only seen, of course, we haven't watched the entire offense of Toledo, but from what we've seen, it's really just been runs out of the bunch tight end. And right on cue, here comes the pass, going with that verticals. A sneaky move here by Louisiana. We actually put our outside corner in a cloud flat here, then we were using the deep half. Unless Louisiana was clicking on to try to make a play with that other corner. Risky defense there from the Raging Cajuns and Vancy. Let's see if that's if we're going to do something similar in this situation here as well. We're going to be flipping our bunch tight end. Makes sense. Put your bunch over to the wide side of the field. Let's see if we're going to be going for. We haven't seen him go for too many like corner routes yet, which that is always, back to the mesh concept. There is the big man, Ice Tennessee, just bouncing off tackles. Get off me, little fella. Oh, I was you never hope for an injury, but if somebody was going to get hurt on that play, I kind of hoped it was the guy that tried to hit stick Ice Tennessee. Call me a bad guy all you want. If there was an injury that had to happen there, I was kind of hoping it was going to be that. But back to that mesh concept, we were able to hit that quick drag right underneath, picking up that first down, getting Toledo back in the red zone. 3 minutes left here in the first half. Let's see what AJ Maddox is drawing up. So we are definitely going, there's that whips play. That whips play is so good. And I think, if I remember right, you can custom stem those whips. Maybe not. I could be thinking of a different play completely. Whoa, where is this guy? What are you doing over there, brother? I believe that's actually the clip, because I remember Vancy posted something in the Discord about, where is my safety? What is he doing? That must have been on that play, because what in the world? Like, I guess it's something with a strong, that's awful strong. That's an awful strong position that man is in. Manned up on Ice Tennessee. Luckily, it was just a run up the middle to T. Isaacs, but unluckily, he's able to break through those tackles again and pick up that first down, 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. No idea what that safety was doing up there. Let's see what Toledo's going to go to try to punch this one in and take that lead back. It is going to be single back, wing tight. No, I don't think we've ever seen Toledo in some single back. I mean, I would guess this is going to be a run to Emmanuel. It is indeed our big bruising boy, but again, good user defense there to fill that gap, bring him down. Just a gain of 1, a 2nd and goal at the 2. Still going to be single back, wing tight. I mean, like a play action boot or something wouldn't surprise me out of a formation like this either, or we're just going to try to keep that run, but Louisiana ready for it. When we come out in a single back, all of a sudden, run on first down, Louisiana is going to play for that run on 2nd down, shoot in there, bring them down for a loss. Now it's going to be a 3rd and goal at the 4, and I believe we're just going to run this down to the 2-minute warning. If I had to guess, well, we'll see. Gun bunch tight end. If we're going to snap this one quick. Halfback draw, could be another mesh pass play here. Some like shaded down, and no, we are going to go to the 2-minute warning. But it is still going to be gun bunch tight end for Toledo. I would guess this is gonna be one of those mesh plays. That would be my assumption here. Let's see what Toledo is actually gonna go with. Could be an RPO, could be a run. I feel, you could go for a lot of things. My guess is a mesh. No, and not really. Go for the back line. We got him. What a find right over the middle. That 100% would have been a touchdown on me too. I would have been shading underneath, watching for that mesh, leaving the back line of the end zone, and Toledo takes advantage. Touchdown for the Rockets, back up by 4. Minute 57. Let's see what Louisiana is going to be able to cook up here. And cook something up they will, like a big old pot of gumbo. We got a 2nd and 9 at their own 47. Bunting gonna roll out to his right and finding some space to run. That's is what kills you about these quarterbacks like Bunting. For those designed runs, we bring in Elijah, but still having that 98 speed, being able to get out of the pocket and take runs like that totally opens up an offense, especially out of a veer and shoot. I always like having a mobile quarterback out of veer and shoot for exact situations like that one. Bunting makes the Toledo defense pay. Now down to the 23-yard line, minute and 8 seconds. Now, if you're Louisiana, you do kind of want to work the clock a little. Whoop, drop my pen. Do want to work the clock, work the clock a little bit here if we can. Try to make sure this is the last possession before half. Toledo is going to get the ball coming out of half, if memory serves correctly. I'm 98% confident in that. So we want to make sure this is the last possession, and obviously would love to end it with a touchdown. Go for that read option play. But again, both these guys, their users, are really doing a great job against the run. We had that one breakout run for Toledo, but outside of that, it's really just been bunting on kind of broken plays. Has been the only big runs we've seen either team be able to put together, because the users are filling those gaps and making these tackles. Here's that RPO play I was talking about out of wide. So we have a bubble over on the right. We see our read keys that end, so they're actually probably going to play that. So what I think, and again, I don't fully know, I think our read is really depending on where that read key is. We saw it was that end, so we know that bubble was not going to be there. Then we look for that hitch. That's probably not going to be there against a defense like that. So really, we're just looking, are we keeping this with our halfback, or, oh my goodness, number 99 on Toledo. Oh, holy Toledo. Look at him just rip through this left guard like he's not even there. Like, I mean, like a wet paper bag, fittingly enough, in the rain here in Louisiana, in the Raging Cajuns. We're going to have to settle for another long field goal attempt. Not the best effort we've ever seen from our left guard there, but we will see if we can get this kick, make it a 1-point game, which is still great for Louisiana, because now if we give up a touchdown to Toledo, we can go for 2. We can still tie this one up. We do indeed. It is 14-13. And just in case, you never know. You never know. I believe we are just going to take this one to halftime. Indeed. Toledo's going to try one more. They do like to run a lot in this situation and try to hope you're like guessing pass. And with a halfback like Isaacs, if you do that, he could 100% just take one to the house and make you pay. But that is going to take us to halftime. 14-13 lead for the Rockets in the first round of the playoffs here. No halftime show, no nothing for this one. We'll just move on, because we had one other scheduled user bowl game for this week, but I know Southern Miss is planning on actually changing teams this offseason, so I'm thinking he's just not even going to play that. So we had no other user games. We had nothing to go over at halftime, so let's just hop right into the second half, and we get an impact play very quickly here. Second play of the half, Toledo with the ball, staying in that bunch tight end, going back to that mesh, trying to go back to that deep crosser, but again, that man coverage of Louisiana all over him. Number 1 jumps in front of that crosser. That's 0 for 2 on that crosser. The user wasn't able to get back on that one in time, but Stroud stuck with his man, jumped right in front of that, and forces that turnover for the Raging Cajuns. Now though, just like what we saw early in the game, they got that turnover on downs, got the ball almost in this exact same spot, but only came away with a field goal. What can we do differently to make sure we get some points on the board? Not just points, get a touchdown on the board here if we are at Louisiana. We're going to go for a base run here, and Mr. Huang, luckily he is fast enough to outrun those unblocked guys coming from the backside, able to take that one down inside the 10. Rodney Huang, nice first down rush there for Louisiana. And I suck so bad in the red zone, so I really like to watch these kind of guys and see what they do to try to score from here, because I'm horrible down in this area of the field. It's gonna be a 1st and goal at the 9. Rodney Wang almost took out our cameraman there. That was close. That would have been a hefty fine coming to fix that camera equipment for Mr. Rodney. Are we doing a little speed option out to the right here, trying to untarget certain guys, make sure our blocking sets up? It looks like our right tackle going for that outside corner. He certainly was, and he goes out there and actually makes the block. Oh my goodness. There's no way that right tackle is actually going for that outside corner, but he certainly did, and he actually kind of sealed that edge perfectly for Wilson to take that one in on the option, catches the pitch, takes it in. Louisiana gets the early turnover here in the second half and takes it in for the touchdown, 6-point lead. And Toledo in a spot of bother here, a 4th and 3, less than 4 minutes to go in the third, but you almost feel like this could be game if we don't get this. And where the Rockets, they are going to stay aggressive and be in that trips tight end offense. Those Stadium Pulse, the Lafayette fans going crazy here, trying to disrupt the rhythm of Maddox, make it so he can't talk to his wide receivers. Going to be dropping back to pass. A flag down on the play, but we got the conversion there. Who is the flag on? Is me a defensive holding on Josh Fisk. Cheater, pumpkin eater, and it doesn't even matter because Toledo picks up that first down. A huge conversion for the Rockets there. Like I said, that would potentially could have been game over, but we have seen Toledo's defense stand tall in those situations before, so we can't say for certain, but certainly a huge conversion there for the Rockets. Now Louisiana going with quite a bit of man coverage here, and it seems to be working very well. We saw how good that secondary is. They're going to be able to keep up with almost all of these guys. The old stemmed up corner route, the cut sweat special. The stemmed up corner to ice Tennessee. Use that big body, box out your man. As long as you can time that right against man coverage, you can pretty much always hit a curl route. They're really good in the game this year. Now we are down to 3 minutes in the third, but Toledo got a good drive going here, trying to get that lead back in this first round. Already a great game between these two teams. Ball at the 33-yard line, going back with some bunch tight end. Maddox going with some hot routes. Looks like that was potentially whips and then hot routed a few things, because we still had that whip route over on the right where we eventually go pick up that first down. Now I am surprised to see Toledo has kind of gone away from the run game a bit. You know, at the start of the game, especially in this bunch tight end, it was just run after run after run. And again, where are those safeties? Okay, so maybe I'm out on the strong safety setting, because where are these two guys at? What are you two guys doing up there? He's manned up on the halfback. Look at him come flying all the way across the field. I'm out. I'm out on the strong safety setting. Maybe it's a shell, maybe, I don't know. So we go to a cover 0 shell, but that's twice now we've seen the Louisiana safeties. Just that time it was 2 of them, just totally out in no man's land. Now we see a new formation from Toledo, a little Y off trio weak, I believe this one was called. So we got the tight end back there. We got number 25, which is a different halfback in the backfield with AJ Maddox, but we will just take a nice quick throw to East Tennessee. Take 4 yards on that one. 3rd and 2, going to go with some hurry up. Switch into a big man blitz on the defensive side of things. And throwing a few different zones out there. Okay. We just took some blitzers off. I was looking to see if there's anybody unmanned on defense, like we saw earlier, where we had the cloud flat instead of manned up on that outside wide receiver. But it looks like we just put some zones on some blitzers to drop people back into coverage. And again, we have that crossing route, those little crossers. I don't know if that might have been a slant, a short cross, or something like that. But there goes JT Truth, the wide receiver, said keep an eye on there, making a huge play. Minute 20 left in the third, and Toledo now back on top by 1. Now we're going to jump ahead to the start of the 4th quarter. 6 minutes left between these two teams. Can Toledo keep their run over Louisiana going after winning the national championship over the Raging Cajuns last year, winning their regular season matchup, the game that put Toledo in this position anyway? Or can Louisiana take that advantage back and tie up their series, I believe, at 2 apiece? I think this is the 4th time these two teams have played. I could be wrong on that. They might have played in the conference title game last year too. Go for that RPO to number 84 in the user. That's not the user, but it's kind of confusing, I understand. But the user IQ Truth was on that play, number 4, a half step away from a total game-changing play, nearly a pick 6, but Bunting able to get that one to his man to pick up that first down for Louisiana and bring them to the 30-yard line. Whoa. Like we're up in the Goodyear blimp watching this play here as we zoom way out for the I know a lot of people that run the veer and shoot like to do this, kind of fully zoom out, but here it's like I can't see a thing. I don't know what's happening. Bunting rolls out to the right and ends up throwing that one away, I'm pretty sure. So it is going to be a 2nd and 10 for Louisiana. Bunting in the backfield with Huang. Looks like some version of wide 3-man rush coming. Let's see, Bunting going to try to step up in that pocket, but that edge comes flying in. That's the speed, having that speed on your quarterback. A total broken play. Didn't really have much open there. Defensive line even getting off that block and coming after you, but he's fast enough to step up, find a gap, and pick up a huge first down for Louisiana. Ball at the 16-yard line, now down to 5 minutes left in this one. Looks like a read option we are going to be going with here. Gonna have to keep it with Mr. Wang. The safety was there, but Wang was able to just cut that just enough to the right and able to pick up 7 and avoid getting his head completely taken off. Going back to the read option, Wang again, and look at the pancake laid. What number was that? Number 66. Shout out to you, brother. What a block by that left tackle, clearing the path for Wang, staying in the hurry up. Again, the user flies into the backfield, but unable to bring Wang down. That is a touchdown. Hit the freaky little dance. That is a touchdown for Louisiana. Now we're going to go for 2. Try to make this a 7-point game. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left. Just back and forth. Both of these two teams always put on great games against each other, and this has been no exception here so far. Now let's see what Louisiana is going to go with here. We got a return over on X, stem down that corner out. Okay. I mean, I would guess we're looking at B first here on that little speed out. You got Y going to the back left, hoping he's in some sort of shaded down zone coverage or even man. Yeah, especially if it's man, Y should get open on that. But let's see. It is zone. He did have Y in that back left corner. I think almost an unbelievable volleyball play, throws it into like double, maybe even triple coverage. Ball gets popped up, a guy just standing there just lets it fall down to the ground. So the 2-point conversion, no good, and is a 5-point lead for the Ragin' Cajuns. I'm starting to tick away here for Toledo. Less than 4 minutes to go, facing a 3rd and 3 at their own 32-yard line, staying in that bunch tight end. Maddox directing traffic in the backfield. Emmanuel back there with him. He's having trouble hearing him. He's just hitting like with a Hulk Hogan. Couldn't hear him. He's going to roll out with Maddox, looking for that crosser again. But what a playmaker. Send Emmanuel upfield and hits it right as Louisiana clicks in that right stick, sends that defender after the quarterback. Perfect timing there for IQ Truth and Toledo to pick up a huge chunk of yardage inside Louisiana's 40-yard line. 3.5 minutes to go. Down by 5. Can Louisiana's defense stand tall and keep this lead? Try to get Louisiana moving on to take on the Clemson Tigers. RPO over to the left, picks up 7 yards for JT Truth, whose name we actually surprisingly haven't been able to call too much here today. That's just his 3rd catch for 25 yards, but he did get that big go-ahead touchdown earlier. See if that's where Toledo is going to be looking here some more. No, he's number 2. He's not number 3. We had number 3 wide open, and we do see him in the right flat. Another first down and an injury for Toledo. Jordan Blunt, offensive lineman. That is too bad. CeeLo Brown is there on that completion, though. Now a 1st and 10 ball at the 16-yard line. What a game between these two teams. Like I said, it always is. It's always a great game between these two. Staying in that cover 1 man and going for that big stemmed up curl. This time, though, it gets knocked out. Again, you can see those stemmed up curls against man coverage. Really, really good. That one was just kind of unfortunate. He dropped it. We'll blame that one on the rain. You know, they say bless the rains down in Lafayette, but Toledo cursing the rain here at this point. So a 2nd and 10. Got to move that guy in a little bit to try to help for a corner out over on that bunch tight end side. Whoa, hold on. Zoom out again here for a second. I gotta try to... Who is this over on the left? All right, whatever. There's a guy right over here in the deep zone, right? That is a Louisiana player just kind of hanging out over there. I am so unbelievably out. I love the idea of the I love the idea of the strong safety thing, but I'm so out on it. I can't even put into words how out on it. After we've seen this down in the red zone, it really seemed to dumb out like crazy. Yeah, he was over there. There was a guy just standing way over there. That's 3 times now in the red zone we have seen Louisiana safeties just doing who knows what. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for Toledo. Less than 3 minutes to go. Ball at the 11-yard line. Dead center of the field. Heading right into Louisiana's marching band there. They are making some noise. They are trying to rattle this Toledo offense. Let's see how it's going to go for them. Another nickel mint on defense. Another 3-man rush. A little level sail type play. Trying to take one down to the flats to Emmanuel, but Louisiana all over it. Now 2.5 minutes to go. You do have all 3 timeouts. Do you go for your 3 here before the 2-minute warning and trust that defense to be able to get a stop? Or do we go for it right here, right now? Choice is yours, IQ Truth and Toledo. And it is going to be bunch tight end. He is indeed going to be going for it. And I actually have... This must be the play he was talking about. There was something in the Discord about this play here as well. There's going to be another 3-man rush with contains. Looks like some shaded underneath cover 2. We got a hard flat on our outside to the right. And actually, we are going to take this to the 2-minute warning, but Toledo, I imagine, is still going to be going for it, and they are indeed. It's still going to be bunch tight end. Is it going to be anything different on the defensive side of things? Doesn't look like it. Boy, we got guys just all over the place here. We have our flats, looks like set on 10, because the hard flats are all dropped back into the end zone. But we definitely have our hooks on 5. Yeah, this is the play they were talking about. Good user defender to take away that back line, and Toledo just nowhere to go. So what happened here, according to IQ Truth and Toledo, is he was really looking for his halfback here, but he gets stuck right in here. So once he gets stuck, he starts looking elsewhere, and by the time he actually releases and gets open to the flat, his eyes aren't there. Totally get that. Happens to me all the time. It happened to be a lot in a game against Utah State, actually. Once a guy like got pressed, I would stop looking. But and even if we did get that to the halfback, we had the flat over there. It would have been on a one-on-one. No guarantee we pick that one up, but unfortunately, that is going to be a throwaway, and that is going to be Louisiana ball. Now the pressure's on. Toledo's defense has stood up many, many times in occasions like this. Well, I guess the national championship last year was more important, but most not as important as this one. Again, doing that show blitz nickel mint defense here. Got to sell out for the run. Just got to sell out for the run. Got to get in that backfield. Got to bring down. Colin Wilson is the running back now for Louisiana. So I believe we actually saw all 4 running backs. Yeah, Andre Bunting, who got hurt right away. Ronnie Wang, who's actually been awesome. Tremaine Hester and Colin Wilson, all getting reps in this game. Toledo taking a timeout, 1:50 to go, a 2nd and 10 for Louisiana. Really just 10 yards between them and potentially ending this game. Going back to that speed option, and again, Toledo all over him. Taking another timeout, 1:46 to go. Only 1 yard on the past 2 plays for Louisiana. Let's see, are they going to go to a pass play in this situation? A first down would end the game. Or just, yeah, I think so. I can never do the math right. I believe a first down would end the game in this situation, or at least come very, very close. So I do feel like you want to get a little bit more aggressive here. You don't love that Toledo can keep a timeout, but because if you run and don't get it, Toledo can either keep their timeout, get the ball with a minute left, take their timeout, get the ball with 1:35 left. Either way, not a great situation for Louisiana. So we are going to go for the pass. We are going to go with a big stemmed up curl, a cross on our tight end, a Texas route underneath, and we go to the Texas route. Nobody watching the middle of the field, and Colin Wilson grabs it and picks up our first down. So we go to 2 clock, and Louisiana, the Ragin' Cajuns. Let's see. So we got 1 timeout. Yeah, they should be able to just need this out. Unless something absolutely crazy happens at the, at the end of this game. Louisiana is indeed going to be moving on. Yeah, we could just take knees here. We're going to go with a run with Wang. Takes the timeout. You could take a knee at 2nd down. He can't call a timeout. Take a knee at 3rd down. He can't call a timeout. Game's over if we want it to be. Let's see if Louisiana wants it to be. They might, I mean, with the run game Louisiana has, they could probably just pick up this first down anyway. But they should just take a knee here. And they are indeed. Louisiana is going to take the knee. They are going to come away. Unbelievable game here between IQ Truth and Vancy. It always is. These 2 guys, they're just a match made in heaven for each other. Louisiana, though, gets their revenge from the national championship last year, gets their revenge from losing at home in week 13 this year, and they will be the ones moving on to take on the Clemson Tigers. Let's go take it over to, we can take a look at the box score of this one. And really a bit of a defensive slugfest between these two teams. I mean, 319 yards for Toledo, only 274 for Louisiana. Both teams, though, had, I mean, Toledo, again, that number is a little inflated because they popped that one huge run, but 18 rushes, 140 yards. Louisiana, 30 rushes, 145 yards, 18 for 25 passing to 7 for 10. And an almost poetic finish there where the national championship last year and a lot of games between these two guys was decided by Toledo's red zone defense. They were able to get the big stops in these games. This time, though, it was Louisiana getting that big red zone stop. Up by 5, less than 2 minutes to go, a 4th and 2. And the Ragin' Cajuns defense gets off the field and advances Louisiana on. So we can take, what else? Is there anything else we really want to look at here? That is a good question. We'll just look at the updated bracket. Why the heck not? Not much has changed. We haven't advanced or anything. So it's going to look pretty much the same, but now you can see the score. Louisiana takes down Toledo 26-21. They will take on Clemson in the Cotton Bowl. Sam Houston will be facing Iowa in, I can't even read what that says, whatever, the Fiesta Bowl, I think. A mess of a logo, impossible to read. We'll see what happens between Duke and Ole Miss. One of them will go face Louisville in the Peach Bowl, and Utah State will be taking on LSU down in the Orange Bowl. Yeah, those are not easy to read, but I believe that's what it is. So what I'm assuming is going to happen is we will have a semifinal user game between Louisiana and Sam Houston, which that should be an awful fun one. Then we should have a user national championship between the winner of that and Utah State. So we'll have 2 more games of the week coming up. We'll do an off-season video, our last transfer portal of college football 26. So it is a big one. And then, yeah, we'll be ready. We'll be heading into season 6. I'm very excited for some things we got coming up. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Another fantastic user game. Again, great game to IQ Truth, great game to Vancy. Congratulations to Louisiana. We will be seeing you guys again here shortly. Hope everyone enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.